Welcome. Welcome to my cave of masculinity. My man cave, if you will. I'm in an immense amount of pain. I hurt my back. I'm getting old. And as I approach 30, I'm realizing I can't do the things that I used to do and be as stupid as I used to be. I either need to stop doing things or do things smarter because somehow I just, the whole side of my back here just hurts. And I don't know what I did. So I assume I was either being stupid or doing something wrong. I'm not sure which. So, um, bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. It's all you young fellas out there. If you're going to be dumb as you get older, be dumb in a smart way because you will just randomly hurt your back doing God knows what. I don't know if I hurt my back. Did I hurt it doing pull-ups? Did I hurt it in the woods the other day when I was training, when I was shooting, when I was climbing in and out of the brush piles? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm kind of retarded. I'm going to be honest. But that's not what this video is. This video isn't how did you hurt yourself. The answer to that is simple. I'm a moron. This video is I'm also racist. I despise the United Kingdom. I despise the British. I despise the UK. Government, not people. I want to make that abundantly clear. When I say I don't like insert group, I don't like the Chinese. I don't like the Chinese government. I'm sure the Chinese people are wonderful. It's the government I don't like. Whenever I talk about a group of people that I don't like, I'm talking about the government. Except the French, fucking stop putting letters that don't make noises in there. Why do you do that? I can't stand you, French people. Like, what? Why? Why? Why is there a T in there? Why is there a T and why is it silent? What is the point of that? Why do you do that? Why do you guys have so many? And then you have other letters that make you have some letters that make sounds of other letters. Why do you do that? I can't stand the French language. I mean, I'm sure the people are very nice. Also, shout out for that one time. You guys were cool and helped us win that one war. Like that real important one for Americans. That was kind of a big fucking deal. Yeah, so thanks for that. But after that, you guys quit being rad real fucking quick. I dislike you. After about 1777, I'm not a big fan of you guys. Anyway, I'm obviously joking. If you're French, please don't be offended. If you are offended, please find someone who cares. If that offends you, you are too soft. So what we have in the UK, though, that's making me make a ridiculous amount of fun of them is a new digital ID. Not because we have a valid reason for a digital ID, but because we've let so many illegal immigrants in that we need to start giving a free digital ID so that people can work. If you don't have your digital ID, you don't get to work. That sounds very totalitarian. That doesn't sound rad at all. I love everyone who's like, Trump's a dictator, Trump's a fascist, and then we see this happening in the UK. We also have Pete Hegseth making fun of fat generals, which I just found funny because, it's funny. And Reuters is fake news because they said Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth is not the Defense Secretary. He is the Secretary of War. So fake news, Reuters. Fake news. Get on your shit. I don't know why you still like there are some people that just refuse to call the Gulf of America the Gulf of America. They want to call it the Gulf of Mexico still. Whatever. I still count Pluto as a planet. They just took that shit from me when I was a kid. They were like, "Yo, we got 9 planets, and Pluto's number 9." And then they were just like, "No more Pluto. No more Pluto." They just got rid of Pluto. And then here's the thing that really gets me is you got all these people arguing, well, is Pluto a planet? Is Pluto a moon? Obviously, Pluto's a fucking dog. Are you dumb? I mean, come on. I don't know how I got on that tangent, but that was such a dumb joke. That was so dumb. That was dumb. I don't know how I got there, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I hope you enjoyed my dad joke. Um, let's get into the news. I'm sorry. I don't know why I am the way I am, but I can't help it. I'm garbage. I am garbage. So here we have from UK.gov, and shout out to the one person that actually watches live every time. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't even know if you're real. But I can see every time there's one person watching, beginning to end, the whole thing, and you make me feel special. You watching right now. Unless you're my wife, in which case I told you to cook dinner. What are you doing? Don't make me teach you a lesson again. Anyway, UK.gov. English is hard. UK. Twice. Gov.uk. Gov.uk. Not UK.gov. Gov.uk. Get it out, brain. Gov.uk says new digital ID scheme to be rolled out across UK. A new digital ID scheme will help combat illegal working while making it easier for the vast majority of people to use vital government services. Digital ID will be mandatory for right to work checks by the end of the Parliament. A new digital ID scheme will help combat illegal working while making it easier for the vast majority of people to use vital government services. I just read that. The scheme will be available to all UK citizens and legal residents, saving time by ending the need for complicated identity checks, which often rely on copies of paper records. Instead, the rollout will in time make it simpler to apply for services like driving licenses, childcare and welfare, while streamlining access to tax records. The new digital ID will be held on people's phones, just as millions already use the NHS app or contactless mobile payments. This sounds totalitarian and terrifying because it starts out on your phone and then it turns into a chip that's injected into your hand at birth. If you've ever seen Futurama, you know how they do the career chips that get injected into the hand. Yeah, that's where this ends up. It ends up in the Futurama career chips. Like that's the end result for this. Because eventually, when you're born, they're going to generate that chip, and it's going to be microscopic, and they're just going to right into your hand, and then you're going to grow up not even knowing it's there. And when you go to school, you'll just burp, and you'll put your hand on the thing, and you'll be scanned into school. And when you leave, you burp, and you'll be scanned out for the day. It'll be terrible. It will be awful. Nobody will want to live like this. And here we can we'll hear Keir Starmer talk about it, which I thought his name was Kirst Armour. I didn't realize it was Keir Starmer. I've never seen it written, but this dude's a joke.
This government, and that is why today I am announcing.
Yeah, I gotta do it before it gets serious. His accent. That is why today I'm announcing, at least on schools aren't shooting galleries. Gay boy. Chooch. Look at this douche. Look at him. He looks like a diaper sniffer. What a fucking chode.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work.
That right there is the most terrifying statement a government official can say.
By the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't.
Oh my goodness. People are going nuts. Say no to digital ID. I will not comply with digital ID. Oh my gosh, people are going nuts over this. Can I find the whole? No.
This government will make a new free of charge digital. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament.
No, that's not it. So the prefix to it was basically there's too many illegal immigrants. There's too many illegal immigrants, and so you're going to pay the bill because there's too many illegal immigrants. You're going to be your life is going to be harder because we've let too many illegal immigrants come into our country. We don't know who's working. He says, they're working in black markets. And so as a result, we're going to make your life harder. You, the legal citizen, will have to have a harder life because we, the government, have fucked up. It's a story as old as time. It happens over and over and over again. Time and time again, every country across the world. The government fucks it all up because that's what governments do. They screw everything up, and then they say, okay, now your life is going to get a lot harder because I'm incompetent. Essentially, imagine somebody walks into your office where you work, and they just start breaking shit. And then they go, okay, I've created this chaos. I've created this problem. Have fun fixing it. And make sure you vote to have me come back and do this again in 6 months. I'm going to come back and I'm going to break all the computers again in 6 months. You're going to have to figure out how to keep working. It's going to make your life insanely harder. But, make sure you vote for me because I'm going to come back and do it again. And they do it over and over and over again. And it's not just the US government. It's not just the British government. It's every government. They make people's lives harder because they screw things up all the time. And if they would just screw things up and be like, oh, well, wait. We screwed up. We got to get these illegals out of this country. We need to fix this. It would be a different story. But no, there is in the UK's case, they're like, okay. We let far too many people in. We don't know who's who. There's black markets popping up all over the place. I'm going to punish the United Kingdom citizenry. It's your problem now. Enjoy your totalitarian nonsense. I'm going to double down and take away your freedom because I screwed this whole thing up. Your fault. All your fault. Your problem, your fault, you fix it. Well, I'm going to fix it, but it's going to make your life harder. It's insane to me. It is insane to me that is just the answer of the government. Time and time again, governments are just like, yeah, we screwed this up. We're going to make your life harder. Look at states like New York, where crime rates are absurdly high. And their answer is, I'm going to take your guns away. I can't protect you. I can't control the criminals. I can't stop the crime. And I'm going to take your gun away. So you have no way to protect yourself. And you can't buy body armor. So when someone does break into your house with a gun, you're going to get shot. Or you're going to get stabbed, or you're going to get whatever. These cities, these governments make everything worse. They make everything so much harder on the people that live there by doing dumb shit like this. Look at the UK, for example. They started off with banning guns. Then they banned knives over a certain length. Then they banned knives that have points on them. It's to the point where I don't think you can buy scissors in the United Kingdom at this rate. Like, it kills me because it's like, what can you do in the UK? You can't work now unless you get the digital ID. You can't buy a knife at all. And if you can buy one, it can't have a point on it. Like, what nonsense is that? What in God's name are you doing? The UK is falling apart. How do you go from being a superpower in 1 century to a laughingstock 2.5 centuries later? Like, man, they fell hard. Like, what are you doing, UK? This is why I make fun of you relentlessly all the time. You guys suck. I will give it to the Australians, though. Those guys are pretty rad. But they did give up their guns. I think it was 97 when they started giving up their guns. And I bet they wish they didn't when their government had concentration camps during COVID. It's just another example of don't ever let the government fix it. If the government says they're going to fix it, the correct response is hell no. Every time when the government creates a problem and then they say, okay, we're going to fix this. No, you're not. No, we're not doing your thing. That's the appropriate response every time. Nope, we're not doing that. But, in countries like Australia, can't say no because you gave up your guns. Wasn't a great idea, was it, Aussies? But we got kangaroos. Got kangos. Kangos in the outback. Did you guys ever see the video of and this is a prime example of the government fucking things up for people. There's a video of a kangaroo, choking out some dude's dog, and he runs up to it, punches it, and he hits it 2 or 3 times. And then the kangaroo lets go of the dog. He got in trouble for punching a kangaroo. He was just supposed to let the kangaroo choke his dog to death. I don't know. It's just another example of the government screwed something up and decided, okay, we're going to take your guns away, and now you can't punch a kangaroo that's trying to kill your dog. I'm sure at one point, the solution, look at Australia. Look at the people in Australia. I'm sure at one point, they were basically a little mini America, or floating out in the middle of nowhere. They were like, oi, we got big-ass spiders. Shoot it. That's how I imagine they would have been. But imagine at one point, oh, hey, that kangaroo is going to kill my dog. I'm going to shoot the kangaroo to protect my dog, to protect my property. Now it's, you didn't even hurt the kangaroo, and you're going to go to jail. The government made the situation worse. The government, time and time again, makes situations so much worse. The world governments during Hitler's rise to power kept appeasing Hitler. And look at what happened. If any one government would have just said, Adolf, cut it out. Quit your bullshit. We're done. You're done. Go home. There might not have been that whole World War II. Just putting that out there. We might be working on World War II instead of World War III right now. Just putting that out there. But, nobody said, Adolf, cut your shit. Governments just kept appeasing Adolf. And they said, we'll make it. We'll fix it. Oh, Hitler's doing stuff? We'll fix it. We'll fix it. We'll make sure it's right. No more, Adolf. No more. You can't have that land. You took enough land. That's it. And then he took more land, and they were like, all right. No more this time for sure. And it just continued until World War II happened. Anyway, my point is pretty obvious. That government sucks. So let's get into our last story here. From Reuters, fake news. Hegseth slams fat generals. Trump touts sites as troop training grounds. Washington, September 30. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth slammed fat generals. Right there, fake news. First line, first words, fake news. U.S. Defense Secretary? U.S. Defense Secretary. Reuters, where have you been? It's Secretary of War. What are you doing, Reuters? Are you lying? Well, I think this is probably just a force of habit, much like how people still call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. And I'm guilty of that. I still call it the Gulf of Mexico. Sometimes I forget that it's called the Gulf of America now. I'm not going to lie. I still call it the Gulf of Mexico. I forget that it's the Gulf of America. And I'm sure this is the same thing. I just have to give Reuters shit because honestly, they're pretty good most of the time. So I got to give them shit for something. Anyway, let's read it the right way. U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth slammed fat generals and diversity initiatives that he said led to decades of decay in the military and told a rare gathering of commanders on Tuesday they should resign if they don't support his agenda. Hell yeah, brother. Joining Hegseth was U.S. President Donald Trump, who also delivered an address to the assembled admirals and generals in Quantico, Virginia, that floated the idea of using deployments to U.S. cities as a training grounds for our military. Not a bad idea, honestly. If we can start training, if we can start training to de-escalate and deal with populated areas better, we could potentially, if we ever do have to deploy to another Iraq, Afghanistan situation, we could potentially save a lot of lives if we could learn the de-escalation at home. I mean, maybe not, but I don't think it's a terrible idea. I think there is some real world experience that could come out of this. There's something good that could come out of this. Remarks by Hegseth, a former Fox News personality, and Trump, a former reality television star. Really? That's what we're gonna do here? A former Fox News personality. We're not going to mention the fact that Hegseth was in the military. I think he was a National Guard. We're not going to mention that. We're just going to mention the fact that he was a Fox News personality. Huh? That's all we're going to do. Fuck you, Reuters. And Trump, a former reality television star. That's what we're going with for Trump. A former reality television star. That's what we're using. We're using a Fox News personality and former reality television star. See how they smear? See how they lie? Well, I mean, neither one of those is a lie. I mean, Hegseth was a Fox News personality. Trump was a reality TV star. But notice, they don't say the remarks by Hegseth, a former insert rank in the National Guard, and Trump, the current and former president. You know, they try to make it sound like these people aren't qualified to speak on the matter. The remarks by Hegseth and Trump had a made-for-TV element to them after top U.S. military officials were summoned on short notice last week to the impromptu event. Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way. We became the woke department, Hegseth said as he kicked off the event, but not anymore. Yeah, I agree. Why do we allow transgenders into our military? Why do we allow men in dresses in our military? Why? Plain and simple, if you don't know what bathroom to use, I don't want you standing on the front lines. You don't belong there. Get out. If you can't do some pull-ups and some push-ups, get out. I'm really tired of the bullshit that comes from our military. My brother was a veteran, or my brother is a veteran. He did 6 years in the Air Force as a reservist. He did 6 years active and 2 years inactive, and it wasn't like this when he was in. There was a lot of bullshit when he was in, but the woke nonsense wasn't there. And, he told me, yeah, don't join. It's not worth it. When I was, 17, 18, because I was, I'm going to leave school and I'm going to get my GED real quick. And I'm going to go join the army. I'm going to go join the army. And I'm going to go fuck off. And he was like, no, don't do it. And I'm like, why? Then, being 18, I'm like, well, you think I'm going to get a cooler job than you or something? That's what it is. I'm going to get a cooler, and I'm going to be the cool veteran, and you're not going to be. And he eventually was like, no, here's why. And he told me some stories from what he did, and he was like, it's not good. They don't take care of you. Like, it's not worth it. And so I inevitably decided not to. But that ego thing was like, no, he's just jealous because I'm going to have a cooler job than him. Like, he was a cop. I'm going to be like a reconnaissance guy, and I'm going to be like sneaking through the bush, and I'm going to like take out the next Hitler. Like, I'm going to be that guy. No, in reality, it's a lot of bullshit, and there's a lot of stupidity. We don't need to add the nonsense of transgenderisms and because, the military is a lot of respect, calling people sir, calling people ma'am. If you have a commanding officer that looks like a dude but identifies as a woman, you get in trouble for calling that person sir if they identify as ma'am. Like, it's just extra bullshit. There's already enough bullshit in the military. I mean, every recruiter lies. If you're a kid and you're thinking about going into the military, just understand your recruiter is going to lie to you. That's their job. They will lie to you. They will probably promise you a Camaro at some point. Don't fall for the Camaro. I mean, it's probably going to be at a ridiculously high interest rate too. Don't buy the Camaro. I digress. There's enough bullshit in our military. There's enough bullshit in our country as it is. We don't need to have all this extra bullshit in the military. It needs to be cleansed of the military. Oh, that's cool. Hold on. I don't have a background set for my computer, so it just like cycles through. Isn't that cool? I wonder where that is. That's super cool. I want to go there. I want to see that. That's rad. It just cycles through random pictures, and this one just so happened to pop up. That's cool. I want to go see that. I digress. There's so much crap in the military that you can get in trouble for as it is. Why add stuff? Why make life harder on people? You're a dude or you're a chick. That's all there is to it. And if I were Hegseth, I would just remove anyone that was transgender from the military. Like, no, you're done. You're out. Like, we're not doing this. Thanks for coming out. You had a good run. Go home. We're done here. I don't see a reason. I don't see a need for this. I don't see a benefit to any of this. Having trans people in the military makes no sense to me. Lesbians make sense because lesbians have the highest domestic violence rate, so they're willing to scrap. Like, lesbians make sense. They're a lesbian or three on the front line, and I mean, you probably don't even need anyone at that point. Lesbos want to fight, apparently. Highest domestic violence rate out of any group. Turns out women just can't get along. So I guess not only am I racist, but I'm sexist too. What's life if you can't be a little sexist? I mean, let's be honest. Women, am I right? You get it, guys. Women. Can't even, not even making sandwiches right anymore. I mean, come on. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, I want a sandwich. I finish work. I come home, and I ain't got no sandwich. And now it's 2025, so you can't slap a bitch anymore, but equal rights makes no sense to me. Equal rights means I should be able to just, where's my sandwich at? But, it doesn't work like that anymore. It's 2025. It's almost 2026. Can you believe that? And it's almost 2026. Someone's going to clip that out of context and be like, look, he supports beating his wife. Yeah, that's it. That's why I don't wear my ring, is because I don't want to leave marks when I have to fucking just, because sometimes she just doesn't listen. She just needs a good smack. No, I'm kidding. I don't wear my ring because it gets caught on shit at work. And it's, my buddy Nate was like, wear your ring in your video so people know that you're married. And I was like, shut up, Nate. Quit being a fucking simp. I mean, honestly, Nate, if you're watching, why are you such a simp? Like, why are you simping so hard? You fucking puss. Fucking be a man. Fucking over this. Also, Carter, go to the gym, you fat fuck. I'm fucking tired of you being fat. Every time you ride in my Jeep, it gets 3 less miles to the gallon. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm gonna start making you fucking put gas in it, Tubby. Anyway, why did this turn into me cyberbullying my friends? I don't know. I just, honestly though, that's the kind of stuff that's not allowed to happen in the military anymore, and that's the kind of stuff that should be happening in the military. If I were in the military and I was getting chunky, I would want my friends to be like, hey, lose some weight, fat ass. We're not going to be able to get places in the Humvees because you're so fucking heavy. It's going to use all the fuel. I just need a little bit of bullying. I started to get chunky, and all my friends were like, you're getting fat. And I was like, yeah, I kind of am getting fat. I got up to 230, and I was like, I'm a fat boy. I need to do something about this. And now I'm down to 209, which I'll probably go back up to 211 because I hurt my back and I'm not going to the gym for the next couple of days, and I don't want to make it worse. I do this all the time. I start going to the gym and then I either get hurt or get sick, and then it takes me out for a week or two, and then like I just don't want to go back afterwards. It's real frustrating, but such is life. We'll get there. I will. I don't want to stop going to the gym until I get down to about 180 pounds. So hopefully I can get down to 180. I think I haven't been 180 since I was in like grade school, like maybe middle school. I think I hit like 200 in middle school, and I just kind of stayed 200 for a while, or 190 maybe. I don't know, somewhere in there. I digress. That's all I have for you fine people. I am just Tisman right now. I don't know why. You can have it though if you just need some noise in the background while you're at work. Enjoy my tism. Otherwise, you probably already clicked off the video, like that guy who came in for like a minute while I was making fun of the UK. I mean, thanks for hurting my feelings, guy. I don't know who you were, but you hurt my fucking feelings. I was hoping you would hang out for a little bit and maybe enjoy the video, but I guess you didn't. So I'll just fuck myself. I'm just kidding. I love you. Come back. That's all I got. You know who you were. Come back. I love you.